One moment, I accidentally streamed to the wrong channel, so now I have to go and undo that. Just undo the abortive live stream that is currently sitting on that channel. It is about 2 seconds long. Nope, didn't even go through. Good, okay. Just going to continue what I was doing before. Do I remember the last part I was doing before? No! You know what? I think I might, actually, now that I think about it. This did crash last time. That's funny. Anyway. No, I already converted all the stream parameters. Wow, it really did, yeah, it crashed right in the middle of this, huh? So let's do that. And then delete the recovery file. So this is incomplete, because I didn't do an else if it's something I don't recognize. In fact, I think this is incomplete in that I just didn't finish it. Yeah, there's no way it just ends at bitrate. There's got to be more information I didn't have. Okay, so I am completely in the right place, actually. I should really get pull, baby. I don't know how out of date this is. Quite, I think. Funks. That's what I'm looking for. I've been doing translation, so I have strings on the mind, which is why I started to type strings there. Okay. But I wasn't going in this order, I was going in this order. Bring coder config, disposition, duration from metadata, first timestamp, internal codec ID, Hcode. I think what I've learned about AI tuber crashing is if AI tuber freezes, just leave it be. Don't try to fix it. That's when it crashes. Sample rate. Sample rate has to be a thing. Yes. Oh, wait. A dot get sample rate. Interesting. That is always an integer. Doesn't sort of have to be by the definition of audio, but it always is in practice. I was just wondering if it actually asserts that it's always an integer, and it does. Time resolution I already used. Yeah, that's the time base, which is all the way up here, yeah. I guess that's it. Yeah, there's not things like sample format and what have you. Because that ends up coming down to the individual... Well, so... People complain about this, but, like, compressed audio formats don't actually have a sample format. People say, like, well, if you're doing opus decoding to int, you're not actually doing opus decoding. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. It's yeah, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So, if it's an unsupported type, then I'm going to return that. The codec ID is mandatory... but that's -1, as in, I don't know. Codec type is mandatory, and that's -1, as in, I don't know. And that should be it. Nothing else should be mandatory. Format, time base, those are mandatory. Scheiße Frühlingsviertel, I didn't even set format in the other ones. What is format? Format would be... I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it matters, but this won't compile without the mandatory fields. Um, would this be like YUV 420p and yeah. It'll even be like 32-bit for audio or whatever. Oh dear, but the format isn't even given here. I might just set this to -1 as in I don't know. I don't think that should break anything. I'll have to make some attempts at testing that, but certainly for the time being, that's the best I can do. Yes, everything else... Oh, right, except for time base. But the time base I do actually know. Oh, in fact, I didn't set the time base in these ones, did I? Even though I used the time base for the duration time base, I didn't set the time base. Okay. So I was correct, that's where I left off, but I was very nearly done with that. Now all of that was part of, this is the wrong source, all of that was part of handling the demuxer. Which, once again, let's read that intermediate data and then delete the recovery file. So I must have... Oh, I might not have even, like... No, I guess I did start it in Media Bunny. I got the codec information. Okay, yeah, here I was in the middle of being very stupid, and I was like, oh, I'll just do it manually, and that was very stupid of me, so... It's just MB stream parameters, yes, okay. Okay. Oh, well, that was right. Right, from this track, which I have of streams, which is nothing, okay. Track of, right, input dot get tracks. Let's go all the way back to the... Hello. Okay, I have no idea how this is so broken. Let's try and get back to the documentation. There we go. Input, there we go, input. Get tracks. Yes, that is a promise, so I'll do all the way to that. Track. In theory, that should be it. Propagate the file. Okay, no, that's a very libav specific issue. Yeah, I definitely just copied the libav one and then set the... Yeah, I copied the libav one. There's no promise.resolve here, it's just that. I guess I could do this to really do it right. Whatever. Right, so I just want the packet stream from this. So how do I actually get a packet stream from input? I'm hoping the idea is not to read each track individually, but I could believe that that is what it is. I'm also hoping I'm also hoping it's not an event. It could easily be that, too. The problem is the way that, like, the documentation goes, it tells you how to, like, use this surrounding thing that will do the full transformation or whatever, but I don't want that. I just want, like, the small step. Does this maybe... No, it extends event emitter and doesn't tell me what the events are. Thanks! Useful to track reads. That useful to form sentence. This is not a readable stream. Do I need to, like, look at the source for conversion and figure out how it does it? That would suck. Main type body track. Maybe you do have to, like, look at each individual track. That would truly suck. That would suck because they should be in the correct, like, interesting, the correct, duration, or the, like, they should be in the correct order from the original file. Coded packet sync. Sync for retrieving encoded packets from an input track. There no encoded packet sync for everything? How would you ever just read a file in order if you had to do it track by track? Media syncs, general syncs. Track. Any input track. What a profoundly shitty way for this to work. It's all very, like, non-streaming. And it doesn't even take, like, a list of tracks? How am I... This is very odd. Like, how am I supposed to know? I mean, I guess maybe it just has multiple readers? Very strange. Yeah, it must just... Well, but it supports streaming input! It supports streaming input, so it has to have a way of getting things in stream order. It would be insane if it has no API for getting things in stream order in spite of supporting streaming input. Now, does that mean it definitely doesn't? No! Create an input. And then it's just going to be like, put it into a converter. Yeah, read the metadata. Track metadata. Each track. Media syncs for a full list of syncs, and there's one. It's the track sync. Really feels like it wasn't meant to work at this level, which is bad. I wonder if the encoded packets have like an offset within the file. I mean, I'm sure they have like their timestamp, and you could use that to do the comparison. This sucks. Okay, let's see. So if that's the way to do it, which still wouldn't actually give you, well, I guess you could sort of trickily get it in the right order. Very bizarre. Should be possible. I mean, I guess I just have to go with the timestamp. Yeah, that really sucks, but I can't think of any other way to do it. So, it's just gonna have to be timestamp. That is L bad. Array. Let me give it this a type. So this is going to be a media bunny. Oh, I haven't even imported media bunny. That's funny. Dot encoded packet or null. Oops. Array equals array. Remind me, can I create an array of a given length by using the array constructor with the length? So rarely use the array constructor. Yes, length, okay. It's weird because if it's a number, it behaves differently than if it's anything else. Anyway, so I want an array of length, tracks.length, dot fill null, and then for, oh. Da, 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 da. Coded packet sync array. That's a nice short path. Did I give it a short name? Yes, I did. Okay. I do not need to use quite such a ridiculously long name. Yes, from the track. And it is just created with new. It seems slightly surprising, but I guess fine. New packet sync. Yeah, okay. From this track. So I want get first packet and then get next packet. Fine. Where's your actual, like, API documentation? Why is this just in the form of, like, a description? Coded packet sync. Here we go. I don't want it in the description. I just want it here. Get first packet. Okay, yeah, and it promises null, so it's exactly the thing that I assumed it would be. So packets.push await rdr.get first packet. Now, in the stream, what I want to do is find the earliest one. So, earliest is null. Earliest, which is either a Media Bunny encoded packet, or null is null. For const packet of, no, I need the earliest index to. For let idx equals 0, idx is less than packets dot length, idx plus plus, if packets idx, if this packet if it's not defined, then I'll just continue. If earliest is not defined, then by definition, this is the earliest packet. Okay, I'll say if not earliest, or packet dot timestamp is less than earliest dot timestamp. There we go. Earliest is packet, and earliest IDX is IDX. Now, if there is no earliest, then we're done. Controller dot close. I do not need a while true on this. I needed a while true for libav. I strictly do not for Media Bunny. Okay, otherwise we have an earliest, so packet. This does not carry with it its index, right? Correct. Or it carries its index. It does not carry its track index, is what I meant. So this should be a readable stream of Media Bunny stream packets. First, let me set up the next one. So packets at this at earliest index equals await readers at that index. So weird. What a bizarre way to do this. Get next packet after this one. Like, why can't I just read in file order? Then I can enqueue. Yes, I am correct. The frame? 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 Surely not frame. Why would I have called it frame? Media bunny stream packet. Oh, I guess with stream just is always frame because it used to only be frames. Maybe I should call that data instead of frame. I mean, it still is a frame. It still is a frame. Whatever else it is a frame. It's a frame of data. It's just a frame of data encoded. Usually. Okay, and the rest of this can all go away. That was just libav stuff. Then, yes, I believe this is actually not needed, because in theory I should just be able to check. Because if it's not readable, then that's just going to fail, and that's fine. If the packets aren't readable, that's that, you know, too bad. I'm just like, if they're not decodable, I'm still going to push them through, and you can figure it out. Okay, now... the problem with these commands... Man, the way it does seeking is frickin' strange. This whole thing is really weird. Yeah, I understand, but I understand, but I disagree. Like, the way it does seeking would be... you then just get packet, yeah, based on a... or get key packet, I guess, based on a timestamp. So I would need to be able to override, which I can do. It can be done. I don't want to, but I can. Is that how the time base works? Yes, okay. I mention that because the way I wrote it here was the reciprocal of that. Oopsie poopsie. That's a good thing to notice now instead of later when it gets deeply confusing. Okay, I just need to remind myself how this works. Does this actually... No, this directly does the seek on libav. And I assume somewhere here... yeah. Which means I need to be able to determine... I mean, I knew that I needed to be able to determine if this was libav or not. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So the only thing I actually have here is format context for libav. So... right around here... that's the only command, right? Yeah. So right around here... if So in that case, we're using libav, and I need to convert all the times, get them into libav format, and do the libav seeking. Else, it's Media Bunny, presumably. In which case, what's funny is I guess what I actually want is just to make seek to be a number. Get timestamp in seconds, okay. I will get to that later. Should have just done Control O to get back to where I was, but I didn't because I'm stupid. Okay, so all I should need to do is set seek 2, and then I mean, with Media Bunny, it's always no. I was about to say it's always going to be the same time base, but not necessarily. So actually, I still want this time conversion, weirdly. Yeah. Because I'm always, yeah, I always have a time base, and I'm always using the, yeah. So like Media Bunny always uses seconds, but this always uses integers because this is based on libav. So that is based on the time base. So here, no, wrong again. This actually is taking it in seconds. This is documented. I could have just read the documentation. This is quasi-documented. Oh yeah, stream commands. In seconds. Okay, but you can set stream time base. Fine. So that means that in this case, yeah, in this case I actually need if stream time base is set, then I need to convert it, which is supremely weird. So I'm actually kind of doing the opposite thing here. It's almost the exact same command, except I'm doing the reciprocal. So if the time base is set, then the time is in the time base, but I actually need it in seconds. So I'm going to go like this and not round. Oop. Oop. Very odd. Okay, so the Seek2 in Media Bunny, it doesn't really look like you have. Well, let's see what package retrieval option is. Package retrieval options. Nope. So I really don't have an option to say like anything. So if the minimum is set, Oh, this is very annoying. I forget, is minimum mandatory? No, okay, so if type of seek.min is a number, so if minimum is set, then the minimum, else just use the time. That's all I can really do. Just to seek to the minimum if that's even available. Now, I need in, yes, here, if length packets idx equals await readers idx dot get key packet at this dot seek to. That should be it, really. Yep. Just making sure I'm doing kind of vaguely the same things here and there. It is different up there, but whatever. It's doing the right thing. So this might be just about done. Unfortunately, I can't test anything until I've basically finished everything. This is one of those situations. So the next question is, can I decode? Can I decode? And I suspect, well, there must be some way... There must be some way to use the decoder directly, because it does have its own decoding. Like, can I make an input track from an encoded packet sync and, like, metadata? Input track. I don't see a constructor. Wait, no, I still have the input track. So that's not a problem. It must be on the track, I guess. Decode. I have can decode. Maybe it's the... Like, maybe you create a decoder sync? What's very strange here... I'm effectively bypassing... So, like, I'm building this whole... Oh, no! Okay, no. I do need... This is very complicated. Here's the sequence of thoughts I just had. I'm creating this readable stream of packets, but because Media Bunny doesn't let you create a track from just a readable stream of packets, I think actually this is useless. So I was thinking, well, I'll just read directly from the track. That's why I stored the full Media Bunny track in the stream properties. But then seeking won't work. So what do I do to have my cake and eat it too? I mean, Media Bunny, it's very annoying how it handles decoding, because mostly it just uses the built-in, the things in the browser, but then it has its own shit for a few things, and so, like, I really need to support using it directly. Man, the fact that you probably can't create an input track. Okay, let me think. You're really starting to get on my nerves, Media Bunny. Here's what I am gonna do. First of all, I'm moving this here so that if you don't use the reader, then it will not create all of these things. It will just have the streams floating around. I don't know why this is a let. So this, like, it's interesting, this stream, all of this code will be unused if you don't pair Media Bunny with some other decoder, like libav. So theoretically, like, Media Bunny... Man. Media Bunny is it has this common design problem that it's very integrated. Like, it's difficult to pull out the individual parts. So, like, I was just thinking, well, what if you had something that Media Bunny can demux but can't decode? But if that's the case, then Media Bunny can't tell you what it is because it doesn't have, like, it communicates the codecs as strings. I mean, I understand for size reasons why somebody might want to use Media Bunny instead of libavjs, but that is really the only reason. I guess it is easier to, because it supports quote-unquote tree shaking, it's easier to get a version of Media Bunny that only supports what you care about, whereas with libavjs, you have to actually compile it to only support what you care about. And that's not nothing. I think I'm just gonna have to power through here, so... Okay, I'm gonna worry about seeking later. Hello, Van Whitman. Welcome to 45 minutes into this stream. I'm gonna worry about seeking later. Let's just worry about decoding, see if I can get decoding working at all, and if I can, then I'll have to communicate the seeking from the demuxer to the decoder in some other way. Okay. Libraries. nope, 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 nope. Am I calling it lib or libs? My apartment is my office, except when it's a server room. It's always both, Van Whitman. And also, I mean, I do, like, I have a job with an actual office. It's just that I've had a relatively light summer, so I've been goofing off. Normally, I do, like, actual office work at the office. I mean, you know how it is. Like, everything changed since the pandemic, and nobody actually works at work anymore. But I work at work probably like 3 to 4 days a week, just not, like, this last summer has been relatively light. Okay, sorry, I just went brain off for a second there. If this dot lib dot media bunny, then and this dot init media bunny, then we can just return, and then I'll have a separate init media bunny. Here it is, swirling bugs and worms, question mark. So how do I determine? So step 1, my input should be this dot underscore input, right? Yeah, okay. Let's start. You know what? Like, that part's gotta happen anyway, so may as well set this dot streams and not have to set it manually. This is, you've made truly bad porn there, Van Whitman. just the worst kind of porn. And yes, I am judging. Okay. Remember, Van Whitman, that it is still, whatever else it is a webcam, so it has to, like, overlay it on a human face. I'm trying to remember if I handled... Oh, that's right, that's right. Oh. Oh, this is annoying. The way I did packet filtering isn't gonna work with Media Bunny. Well, or it will if I frickin' force it to work with Media Bunny, I guess. Here it is, a muscular flesh robot. I think mostly this is just going to be very, very similar to what I had before. Yeah, so there was a lot of complication to make a decoder for each stream, but in Media Bunny, you just make the appropriate object and it just works, so... Van Whitman, it's not really about recording, it's about multimedia transformation, but yes, it's about video and audio transformation stuff. I have not yet imported Media Bunny T. Everybody's asleep, time to rob them blind. Question mark. So presumably this takes, yes, an input video track. And it's going to have similar... Ugh. Okay, I can get it. Jesus Christ. I was like, this cannot be the only way that it works. No, okay, you can get a generator. Jeez. So I should just be able to say samples nothing and get a generator. I'm so unaccustomed to async generators. I don't even remember how they work. They're not readable streams. Utterly bizarre. Okay, whatever. Dot. So, Van Whitman, because humans are a species of ape, if you go with another species of ape, it usually, you know, works pretty well. Can decode. I guess I can integrate this. I'm just checking this is, yeah, I promise, figured. Hello, Joey. 55 minutes into my 1 hour stream. Oh, that's a getter. I guarantee you I did that wrong in the demuxer. Wouldn't have been in the demuxer, it would have been in this. There we go. Yep. Wondering why I didn't have any type completion. Video sample sync. From else if is audio sample sync else unsupported. Okay, so now I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to actually use an async generator, aren't I? Oh, this is an async generator, right? One of those things. Yes, thing. Generators almost just like died in JavaScript because they were taken over by promises, which are just so much. Well, I mean, they imply promises, but they're so much better than. The promises are so much better than generators and readable streams. Between promises and readable streams, there's really no need for generators. Can I turn a generator into a readable stream? Not directly. So I can just use next as a promise and call it a day. This is either an async generator of MediaBunny T dot video samples, or an async generator of MediaBunny T dot audio samples, or null in an array. That was not confusing enough for me. Let's go. Sure, Van Whitman. Decoder, decoders. Dot, yeah, samples. Is this? No, it does not return a promise. Man, this is so confusing. This is a MediaBunnyT.video sample or MediaBunnyT.audio sample or null array. Good God. You know what? I don't need these nulls at all. These don't need to have nulls in them, because they all carry their stream number anyway. So that's today's or. Not writing or, but a line, says Van Whitman in chat. Oh, there are 2 ors in JavaScript, 3 in TypeScript, because this is a type OR, and this is OR. It's 1 bar or 2 bars, depending on context, but there's also the 1 bar in non-type JavaScript. Let's not get into that. Okay, so I don't need the null. If I can't decode it, I just don't put a decoder there. Why would I have, like, the option for a decoder I don't need? That I do still need the null, because so what does this do? Van Whitman Python still uses the actual text OR. Also uses capital T for true. So it's not dead, but it's certainly dying. I feel like, am I? Yeah, okay. In JavaScript, you can't use that as an alternative. It's so, like, Van Whitman, all of this stuff is very superficial. Like, if you took a little bit of time to push past that, like, if you have any experience with programming, even like basic, if you just took a little bit of time to sort of push past these very superficial differences, you would find that it's far more the same than it is different. I'm trying to figure out how this async generator stops. Like, what is it? What does next return when it's done? I hate it that it has to look up documents and other documents or files and then look up something down the line, then it loops up. Yes. Oh, okay. It's just like a readable stream. Okay. It's a readable stream with next instead of read. Okay, that's easy enough. I'm just gonna finish this last bit here, and then I'm done for the day. Done. Then samples.push null. Else samples.push res.value. Yeah. And that's it for today. Progress being made, but boy, seeking is going to be a real pain trying to make Media Bunny work with the TransAVormer setup. But, yeah, somehow I'm going to have to make him cooperate. Somehow. Okay.